guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going over what my 2019 looked like as a whole and what I want my 2020 to look like and what I want my goals to be. Sorry to butt in, I am editing the video. I am going to put this in two parts because I talked way too much. So we are going to do 2019 in one video and 2020 in another, so they're not so long. Thanks. So I do want to say that sometimes things just don't end up happening, and even the goals you have could just not happen, you know? Life goes on, and sometimes roadblocks come up. That's okay. We need to be okay with that. But it's also nice to have goals and to try and attain those goals. So let's start with 2019. My 2019 was a pretty crazy year for me. I've learned a lot. I've grown as a person. I feel like I'm not the same person, and I will go into that. Let's start with the goals I had. So the goals I had for 2019 was A, to be able to end the year with affording what we need when we need it. B, being healthier. That so. And then one of my major goals was just trying to simply figure out what I wanted to do with my life. So let's start out with fitness goals. Let's start out with that one. With that, I didn't just want to continue where I was at. So I love food. I love to eat food. That's why I look the way I do, because food is good. But at the same time, you have to have a healthy relationship, and that's what I was working on in 2019. It took me a long time to get to that point. I went off and on. So starting at around, I want to say May, I started fitness again. So I used to, if you know me, you know I used to go to the gym religiously. And I stopped about 2 years ago. So I started going back around May. Around July, my fitness book full of exercises had ended, and I was like, I'll just take a little break. That little break turned into quite a few months of break, and it took me to November. And so I restarted that journey at the end of the year. Christmas threw me off. Now I'm planning to get back into that and really focus on that. But in a different light. So I focused so much in 2019 on looking good, being fit, when in when reality, I really needed to focus on mental health. And where I'm going with that is I have problems with self-image, just feeling pretty. I recently started doing makeup, and for basically this whole year, I wasn't even focusing on what I looked like and really didn't care. And that's just because I felt like nothing would make me be the person that I wanted to be, and I didn't want to put in the effort of being that person, or trying to be that person. So that's where I'm at now, and we'll get into that on the 2020 side. Another part was I wanted to be able to afford things when I wanted it. So a big part of the end of 2018 into the early part of 2019, we were struggling as a whole. Life's expensive. You have rent. We went into an apartment that frankly was a little bit too expensive for us, and we hadn't realized that. We thought we would be fine. Well, sometimes things just aren't fine, and life has a different story for you. So going into that, when your payment for your housing is expensive, that means you have to cut back payment for other things. So that includes food, groceries, any extracurricular, or I guess that would be for school, but anything extra you want to do. So if you want to go to the gym, if you want to go out to eat. And so I wanted to make that a goal of 2019, to be able to do stuff when I want to do stuff, or at least have extra funds to be able to do things. And I was able to attain that by nearing the end of the year. It went kind of off and on But one of the major turns of events was being able to live where I work. So I'm a leasing agent, and we do get a discount being able to live where we work, and that was a huge blessing for us because it was a pretty big struggle to be able, or to be living somewhere where you couldn't afford. Now, when we moved into our new place, it was a huge blessing because honestly, my maintenance staff here really hooked me up. I got an amazing apartment out of it. I got bonuses that most people living here don't get. So I got an amazing washer dryer, an amazing fridge, and those really little things make a big difference. So I'm just grateful for that, and I was able to get such a nice apartment for a price I wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. So I am starting to attain that goal of being able to afford what I want to when I want to. It's just a matter of time at this point. So yeah, that's where that ended off with. Like I said in the beginning, sometimes goals can't be completely finished in 1 year. And being that I am 21, I am not beating myself up for this at all. Life happens. Life's expensive. Food's expensive. If you don't live on your own, you just don't. Sometimes it's just hard to comprehend that, but really, frankly, the little things add up so quickly. So if you're in the same position as I am, please don't beat yourself up by any means. You are just doing what you can, and frankly, that should be enough. The fact that you have a roof over your head, that you're able to get yourself food, should be meaningful enough for you, and you need to remember that because it's super important. Thirdly, what I want to do when I'm older. Or I guess in the next couple years, I should say. 2019, I spent a lot of the year trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I am a pretty wishy-washy person. I like to be out of the box, but at the same time, I'm very internal. I like to be home reading books. I'm not someone who goes out partying every weekend. That's just not me. But when I'm at work, I like being out there. I like being able to talk to people. So it's finding a balance in a job that I can do that, but at the same time can have my own me time. And one thing that popped up that was super important for me for a position was being able to have a freer lifestyle when I have children. Something that I had hoped for when I was younger is just having parents around a lot. Because California is so expensive, my parents busted their booties and worked a lot, and I don't discredit them for that at all because they raised me and gave me a beautiful life and were able to do things that not all parents are. So I'm very grateful for that. But something I had always wished for when I was younger is just having my mom or dad home when I got home. I just enjoyed their presence. I was an oddball in high school and actually enjoyed hanging out with my parents on the weekends and just spending my free times with them. So something I want to be able to provide for my children is just being able to be there when they get home, helping them with their homework if they needed help, being able to go to their soccer games, being able to take them to soccer, not having to have them go to an after-school program or walk to school. I want to be able to drop them off. I want to be able to pick them up. I want to be able to be there for them when they need me. And something like that, you need a position that you can work around. That's really your kind of business. And my kind of business would be, what I found was either A, cosmetology, B, real estate. Real estate, I have just realized in the last couple months is possibly a big avenue that I want to take. So it started off with cosmetology, and I even went in, got information for the school. I got everything I needed to, but there was some pretty big holdbacks for me to going to school, and I was so ready. I was so ready to put that 17 grand down to go to school for everything. I wanted to be an esthetician specifically. I really enjoy just beauty in general and natural beauty. I find that really important as I get older. It's not all about the makeup, even though I do wear makeup. Just being and feeling beautiful in your natural skin is so important. And I thought I would want to take that avenue, but there was so many holdups that I actually took a step back and I'm like, do I really want to do that? Is that something that I want to be stuck with for the rest of my life? And it got me thinking, it's not like I don't want to do that, and I think I will still pursue that, but as a secondary thing that I have under my belt. I think it's would be nice and exciting to have multiple things I can do if I wanted to, and multiple directions I could take. So I'm not taking that out of my future, but it's not my first goal. My first goal at this point is real estate. One thing with real estate you have to keep in mind is, frankly, you can't just do it for everywhere. Each real estate license is specific for each state. Therefore, I kind of had a hold back of like, are we going to be moving next year? Are we going to be staying? And so with that, I stopped myself because I really wasn't sure of the new year, and I thought maybe I'd move to California, or me and Brady would, and it wasn't super exciting. It's only exciting because I'd be close to my family, and family's so important to me, with my nephew coming, but I'm still unsure. It could happen, it could not happen, but at this point, I really just want to start my real estate, and I think I'll start that with Reno. With things happening in this next year, I think it would be best to stay here for at least another year or so, and then come back to it and think about where we want to go from there. So I think this year is going to be focused on setting aside those funds to be able to start that process and get a real estate license for Reno. Thank you guys for watching. I would love to see in the comments below what your 2019 looked like and what you want to bring over from 2019 into 2020, like mine is fitness goals. And if you have any video ideas that you want to see me do, feel free to leave that in the comment as well. Please like this video and subscribe. We'd love to add you to the family. I got 2 new subscribers this last week, and that might not sound like much, but I'm really grateful for you guys, so thank you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week/weekend. Bye!